I never believed in fairies. Not even as a kid. Life had a way of smacking the wonder right out of you, and by the time I hit my 30s, I was just another overworked, underpaid adult, drowning in bills and bad luck. But then, the letter arrived. It was shimmering, literally glowing in my hands, with my name written in looping silver ink. Underscore, congratulations, you have been chosen as the temporary tooth fairy for the night. Report to duty immediately. Underscore, I thought it was a joke. Some prank from a coworker. But before I could throw it away, the letter burst into a cloud of sparkling dust, and suddenly I wasn't in my apartment anymore. I was standing in what looked like a palace made of moonlight. The walls shimmered, the floor felt like soft clouds, and in front of me stood a tiny, elegant fairy with wings that sparkled like stars. She looked annoyed. You're late, she said, tapping her tiny foot. Let's go. Go where? I demanded, still dizzy from the teleportation. Tooth fairy duty, she said, shoving a tiny bag of coins into my hands. You're covering for one of our fairies. We're short-staffed. I think you have the wrong person, I stammered. I don't know the first thing about. Too late, she chirped, tapping a wand against my forehead. A tingling rush of magic shot through my body. My clothes vanished, replaced with a shimmery blue jumpsuit. My shoes turned into weightless slippers. And worst of all, I had wings. I stared at my reflection in a floating mirror. I looked like a grown adult in a ridiculous fairy costume. The tiny fairy clapped her hands. All right, newbie, you've got until sunrise. No mistakes. Good luck. Before I could argue, she flicked her wand and I was falling. I landed in someone's backyard with a thud. So much for a graceful fairy entrance. Okay, I muttered, dusting myself off. Easy job. Just take the tooth, leave the coin. Simple. I floated up to the first window, trying to be quiet. Inside, a little girl was fast asleep. Perfect. I tiptoed in, reached under the pillow, and the tooth was gone. Panic hit me. Did I mess up already? Where was the tooth? Then I saw it, on the nightstand. I grabbed it, but in my excitement, I knocked over a lamp. It crashed to the floor, and the little girl bolted upright, staring right at me. "Who are you?" she shrieked. I'm the Tooth Fairy," I blurted, waving my hands. "Go back to sleep." She squinted. "You're too big to be the Tooth Fairy." Magic," I said, trying to sound mysterious. She stared at me for a long moment. Then, with the confidence of a child who knows no fear, she whispered, "Are you a fraud?" "No," I gasped, fumbling with the coin. I finally managed to swap it and backed away, tripping over a stuffed unicorn and falling out the window. "You're a fake," she yelled after me, one house down, and I already had a witness. By the time I reached the next house, I was sweating. Who knew Tooth Fairy duty was this intense? I hovered outside the window, double-checking my map. Okay, house number 32, third floor. I floated in through the window, as quietly as I could, and landed in a dark room. The bed was huge, too huge. Then I heard it snoring. Deep, adult snoring. I had flown into the wrong room. My stomach dropped as I realized I was standing in the bedroom of a full-grown man. I froze. What was I supposed to do? Just back out slowly. Before I could move, he stirred. I panicked. My wings flapped, sending a gust of wind through the room. Papers went flying, curtains billowed, and the lamp on his nightstand slid off and crashed to the floor. The man jumped up. "Who's there?" I had two choices. 1. Run and hope he didn't see me. 2. Play dead. I chose the worst possible option. I hid under his bed. Big mistake. His feet hit the floor. He was getting up. I watched in horror as he shuffled toward the light switch. If he turned it on, he would see me. I had 1 second to decide. I shot out from under the bed, flew full speed toward the window, and dove out like an action movie stunt. I didn't stop until I was 5 houses away. I checked my map again. That was house number 23. I had broken into the wrong house. By the 4th house, I was exhausted. I had woken up a kid, nearly been arrested for breaking in, and lost 3 coins somewhere along the way. I just wanted the night to be over. I entered the last house, determined to get it right. The little boy was fast asleep. His tooth was right under the pillow. I reached for it, and my wings knocked a glass of water off the nightstand. The kid sat up, again. His sleepy eyes landed on me, and for a moment, we just stared at each other. "You're not the Tooth Fairy," he mumbled. "I am," I whispered. "Go back to sleep. You look tired," he said. That caught me off guard. I sighed. "Kid, you have no idea. He gave me a sleepy smile. You can have my tooth if you want. But you gotta promise to take a nap after. That was it. That was the moment it hit me. This wasn't just about trading teeth for coins. This was about believing about keeping the magic alive for kids who still had the wonder I lost a long time ago. I smiled, swapped the tooth for the coin, and whispered, "Deal." As the first rays of sunlight touched my skin, the magic faded. My wings disappeared. My silly blue jumpsuit vanished. I was back in my apartment. Had it all been a dream? Then I noticed something on my nightstand. A tiny, shimmering letter. Underscore, thank you for your service. Next time, try not to wake so many kids. Underscore. I groaned. Never again.